Hi, welcome to this instruction video on ITEA Financial Contribution Rules. About the ITEA operational costs. ITEA is a non-profit association of which the operational costs are laid down in a yearly budget. The operational costs for running the ITEA program are paid by the public funded participants of the program via a yearly contribution. We may charge additionally a fee for joining or participating in ITEA events. The yearly budget and contribution is approved by the ITEA board. The basic financial contribution rules are defined in Article 7, Costs of ITEA Organization of the ITEA Frame Agreement, which was signed between the ITEA founding companies when founding ITEA. The detailed financial contribution invoicing rules are further described in the Financial Contribution Guidelines, and these are updated and approved by the ITEA board on an annual basis. Formal acceptance of the ITEA financial contribution rules by project partners will take place, first of all, by the ITEA founding companies via the statement in the ITEA frame agreement, and all other non-founding organizations have to sign a declaration of acceptance, a so-called DOA, of the ITEA frame agreement for each ITEA 3 labeled project in which they participate. Each partner pays a yearly fee by means of a fixed percentage, and in 2018 that was just 1.5% of the planned project costs as defined in its national funding contract. This is different from the past, where we always had the planned costs from the full project proposal. But in this case we really have the figures from the national funding contract. Exempted from contribution are partners for whom public funding has been rejected in that year, and partners that decided to participate at own cost without applying for public funding. For the current percentage, please check the latest ITEA contribution rules on the ITEA Call Documents page. You find the URL here. Non-payment can lead to exclusion from the program. About the schedule of the invoicing, the yearly contribution is collected by ITEA office in 2 installments, and both of them are 50% of the yearly contribution fee. The first one will take place in January, and the second one will take place in July. In specific cases, invoices may also be issued later during the second half of the year. An exception is that for projects finishing in the first half of the year, we issue only one invoice in February, which is 100% of the yearly contribution fee. And this is just to avoid that you will get invoices after the project has finished. Invoice announcements will take place to inform the project consortia. First of all, there will be an announcement to the project leaders, and they receive 2 months ahead of an announcement to inform their project partners as well. They can also initiate change requests if necessary. The second point is that all project partners will receive a pro forma invoice. So this is not an actual invoice, but only an announcement of the invoice, a detailed description of the upcoming invoice 1 month in advance. In every invoice round, we take into account the planned cost as indicated on the national funding contract, the contribution paid so far over the years, and the invoice the remainder of the 2 issues above. All project partners are obliged to provide the national funding contract information as soon as it is signed. When the planned costs are changed on a national funding contract, partners should inform the ITEA office as soon as possible in order to update the planned cost. If necessary, corrections are taken into account in the next invoice round. because we want to avoid to issue too many credit notes. Only in exceptional cases a credit note will be prepared. No invoice will be issued before project start or before funding contract has been signed by the relevant public authorities and project partners. So we will delay the invoicing until the funding contract status is clear. We will check regularly with the public authorities and the project leaders about the individual partner funding status. For partners whose funding has stopped, are exempted from fees for all subsequent years, as long as no new funding contracts are signed. If you have any further questions, please contact us at the ITEA office. Thank you for your attention.